Everyone can bear with me. It has been 2 years or so since I've ran one. We have quorum check, right? Good. Noting quorum, can I get a roll call?
Johnson, absent. Velez, absent. Burgos, absent. Davis.
Here.
Wolf.
Here.
Gaines.
Here.
Moore.
Here.
All right. I don't see any of those on, so we have no public on. I don't know if we still do the streaming or the calling, or we have no one like dialing in or any of that.
No.
All right. Cool. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes? Any questions, comments, doot stuff? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
I make a motion to accept the July 14, 2025 Planning Commission meeting minutes.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Davis.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Gaines.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
All right, committee reports. Did everyone receive the zoning hearing board report? No. Any questions? All right, moving on to unfinished business. Do we have to retable anything or untable anything?
No.
That would be, okay.
I mean, no, it's, I guess, 1237 was tabled last time, but he is present this time.
All right, and
So-
it gets automatically untabled because it's on the agenda, correct? So we don't have to do it. Okie dokie, new business.
Hold on for 1 second, Mr. Davis.
Okay.
Are you all here for 371 West Philadelphia Street? Okay, it is being tabled, so it will not be presented tonight.
Okay, I just wanted to show up and make sure I did be my due diligence, that's all.
No, it's just tabled, so it's not gonna be, I just wanted to let you know so you didn't have to sit through everything.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Sorry.
No problem. Land development, subdevelopment, 1237 Roosevelt Avenue, staff.
All right, so this has been going on for a really, really long time. It's the hotel behind the motel on 1237 Roosevelt Avenue. You've heard it before for zoning, so now he's requesting a land development waiver. And as noted on the agenda, staff is recommending to deny the land development waiver request due to lack of the bonding, the concern of not having a clear standalone plan for the scope and limits of phase 1 improvements. We will evaluate phase 1 in the event phase 2 does not happen for a long time or does not happen at all.
And this is the one, for clarity, this was the one with the contested property line,
Correct.
the driveway?
Yeah, so they had that straightened out, and, you know, the zoning all went through. It's just that we were, when you give a land development waiver, then it doesn't allow for a bond for any public improvements. Okay, and we wanted him to combine both of them, because he said eventually he'd like to take the building down in the front and make it all one big three-story, right, Ross?
Correct.
Three-story motel. He's going to add on to the back of the motel. He just wasn't ready as of yet to tear down the building in the front, which now houses a restaurant and a rooming house above it.
And the issue is that the plan as presented shows both phases as a single thing. He's only doing half the plan. The second part would require a bonding, but if we would approve it, that would not be present, correct? Even
No.
if he did it far in the future.
No, it does not show both of them. It just shows the one. It shows his phase 1. We were requesting that he do both phases at the same time and show them both. He didn't want to do that, and then, you know, bond it for public improvements at that time. He just wants to do the one phase with building on top of the motel, and then as a standalone, you know, as just that one phase, with somewhere in the future him possibly tearing down the building that's closest to Roosevelt Avenue.
I'm not going to bogart my questions if anyone else has other questions before I do.
Why don't you wanna do phase 2?
Phase 2 never really existed. What the problem was with the parking, and they said, well, you didn't have to have enough parking for the expansion. So I submitted full, probably 10-page plans of the rear building, showing what I wanted to do with the rear building and how 90% of the people don't have vehicles. So we went off like a 50% occupancy rating. At the time of the first or the third meeting, they said, oh, well, you have to have parking. I said, well, we'll put in for a variance. I think he's their third-party engineer, wanted me to tear the building down. And I said, I don't have to if I get a variance. That's what this whole process is about. We got to pay to go in front of the board to give you a variance. So he was opposed to it. He said, no, I want you to do this, do this. So that's why we went to another meeting, which I submitted the full parking layout showing that we had more than enough parking with the current buildings there to support the addition. Then we had to go to the meeting where you guys seen it, then the neighbor said something and they was like, hey, it's not affecting us, why are we even here? And then it got approved to you guys, it went to zoning. They said that zoning is not affecting them, it got approved to zoning. Now they're saying we gotta do a land development plan or waiver because their third-party engineer wanted me to tear the building down in the front, which shouldn't really be, he shouldn't have to say, it's not required that I have to tear the building down, is what I'm saying. He just wants that to be done.
Where did the requirement for no, we knew that was going to happen. You got the variance, then you have to do the land development plan. But the land development plan brings us back to the idea of the parking issue as it originally stood, which has already been approved by us and
Yes.
zoning.
It has.
So how does that, maybe I'm unfamiliar with this sort of land development plan, how does that current plan not have a scope and limits of that phase?
So what he is doing, okay, he's asking for the land development waiver because it is all impervious surface at this point, and he's just building up to flex. But like he stated, originally he was going to it was proposed to tear down the front building so that he could have parking. Then once the whole thing with the neighbor and the parking and all that got straightened out, and then it went through zoning. So, but when you ask for a land development waiver, then we can't ask for the public improvements, for him to make any public improvements. So he's if he's never going to tear that building down, if that's not what his plan is, to never tear that building down, then he goes with the land development waiver for phase 1. For the only phase. So is that what you're saying? You're never going to tear the building down? Is that not what your idea is to do?
What I presented is the building plan. So I spoke to Mike Schaefer, who's the county guy, and he said, typically when you do land development, you're doing a new building from the ground up, or you're expanding the building. So the city has prolonged the process of me doing the construction by saying you have to do a land development. When the whole site is impervious, everything's built out, there's no grass but a small patch. I told them we'll leave the grass there, but we didn't want to tear a building down to build another building. We got $36,000 in taxes, sewer, the bills are super high there. So we're trying to increase the profits to make it a sustainable business. But the city keeps throwing these roadblocks continuously to slow down the process.
Nancy, when it comes to the bonding aspect, when they're not going to offer bonding, that's because, from what I understand, because there is no land development plan to confirm that building is going to be torn down eventually, and that's why they're not providing that, because right now it's just that phase 1 aspect, and down the road it could happen or not. We just wouldn't be able to necessarily have that a certainty, and that's why they don't want to provide the bonding.
Correct. Basically, If I could give you maybe a parallel, do you remember last month when Weaver came through, remember the building caught fire? And they tore down the one part of it, and they're gonna continue on with the construction of the current part, okay? So, they're not sure what they're gonna do. I mean, eventually they wanna do what was torn down, rebuild it and everything like that. So that, it's kind of the same kind of way that if he would tear it down, then he's gonna build new, then he will need a land development plan, which will require bonding and that sort of thing. But that what they did with Weaver is what they're currently doing and putting apartments in there, they put a bond with the construction. They held a bond, they put a construction bond with their construction part of it, and that was listed in there. I'm just giving you kind of a parallel, not the same situation, because he hasn't torn anything down, nothing has burnt down or anything like that, and but that's,
to tear anything down.
yeah, it's kind of the phase 1, phase 2 aspect of it, that if he's gonna do the phase 2, if he never does the phase 2, then he's just gonna improve upon what is there or build up upon what is there.
So to clarify, and we will get to public comment once the commissioners have done with their questions, there's nothing currently approved or binding from us that says, yeah, you can tear that building down, that it wouldn't have to come back to us anyway.
Oh, no, it's gonna if he tears that building down and he's gonna rebuild or whatever he's gonna do on there, then he is gonna need land development.
So
And he's aware of that.
can you very simply tell me what is the actual problem then? If we are worried about a building being torn down, which even if he wanted to tear it down and wasn't tearing it down, he would still have to bring another land development plan before us and get whatever things he would need, which we don't have to grant the waiver, which then would allow us to bond it and all of this stuff. I don't see why this is a problem if we're worried about a phase that would have to come before us again anyway.
Yeah, well, it's just because it may never happen. That's basically why it is. To combine phase 1 and phase 2 and not to get the land development waiver for phase 1. That's just what it's been about the whole time for that, the phasing of the two phases together. So he will, he knows he will have to come back for land development if he tears down the front building there and he builds something new in its place.
Okay. Are there any other questions from commissioners? Anyone from the public who would like to speak?
Are you here for 371? Speak.
Anything additional from you?
I just wish the city would be clear on everything. I've been doing this for a while. I'm sure you guys know. And every single time they come up with something new. And the reason why they even suggested, because there wasn't enough parking, all of that was straightened out. So we shouldn't even be here going through this process again. But here we are.
All right. I will take a motion to request or deny the land development waiver.
I make a motion to approve the request for a land development waiver at 1237 Roosevelt Avenue.
Second from anyone?
Second.
Roll call.
Who seconded that, Nicole?
I don't know what she's typing all the time.
Davis,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
Gaines, Moore.
All right. It passes.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Oh my God. At least they didn't start arguing this time.
wait for her to start moving. I'm gonna table it for the next month, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can just say table. Say whether it can- All right. Zoning cases. We have a request to table 20-2025 ZB, 371 West Philadelphia Street. Do I have a motion?
I'll motion to table case 20-2025-Z-V for the property at 371 West Philadelphia Street.
Roll call.
Davis, Wolf,
Aye.
Gaines, Moore.
Case 21-2025 ZB, 713 Manor Street. Staff.
Okay. Case number 21-2025 Z-SE-V, 713 Manor Street. The applicant is Liz Townsend, 713 Manor Street, York, PA, 17403. Owner is the same. This is in UN2 Urban Residential Neighborhood District. Applicant seeks a variance to add a child care center to the house of worship at 713 Manor Street. Variance 1 for the use. The applicant seeks a variance to allow a child care center as defined in 1304.01.3-3.06.001 for the property at 713 Manor Street in the UN2 zoning district. It should say UN2 zoning district on there instead of MUI. Okay, therefore, staff recommends denial of the request for a variance to allow a child care center at 713 Manor Street.
Do we have a representative? Please just state your name. I forgot to turn my mic on.
I think is it on?
I think yours is. Mine just wasn't.
Okay. So I'm Liz Townsend, and then I have a couple other representatives here. And we are just seeking, we are going to stay a house of worship, but we would like Bread of Life Day Center to come in and use our facility as a day center.
And is this in the basement of the church? Looks like from the picture.
Yes. It is not the, well, they'll use the outside also. It will be in compliance with the current regulations. That's DHS.
Any questions from the commission? Anyone from the public who would like to speak?
If I could speak.
Sure. Just make sure to state your name.
Sure. My name is Zipporah Erskine, and I am the owner of, yes, ZIPPORAH. Last name Erskine, ERSKINE. You're welcome. I would just like to talk as far as who I am. My name is Zipporah Erskine, like I said, and I want to thank you all for your time this evening. Born and raised York, PA, and I just want to share with you all my vision of why I want to partner with Faith Village Christian Center and utilize their space, share their space in the lower level of the church. So I've attended Faith Village for 36 years. I'll be 37 in September. And I know that a huge part of my success is accredited to my village, my upbringing. I've watched people like my pastor here, my parents, Marshall and Darlene Leonard, serve in the ministry of helps, serving others their entire life. It's made me who I am today, and it's instilled a love of pouring into the lives of the youth, which I do believe are our future. One of the key pivotal things for me is just witnessing the transformation that occurs when you sow deposits into the lives of others. That can be either good or bad, depending upon what you're sowing into the lives of people, which is why I think it's extremely important to have the right people pouring into the lives of our youth. I'm a graduate of William Penn Senior High School. I attended Jackson Elementary, very close to the Our Church. Hannah Penn Middle School. I've worked in the schools. I've worked alongside daycares all across York and York County, the YMCA, York Day Nursery, the JCC, communities and schools. I've worked in the shelters, Bell Socialization Services. I've seen the need, and my heart strings are truly tugged and poured towards giving back to the community, the city, specifically with the low poverty and just some of the barriers that they face. We need to be strategic and intentional as far as putting supports that will help them become their best selves as citizens, future citizens of the city of York. So currently my family and I, we own Jack and Jill Nursery. It's located in Spring Garden Township. What I'm looking to do is mirror what we do now. We're a very successful daycare in York, one of the oldest daycare centers in York. We opened up in COVID, so it was a rough time for us. We started out with 2 kids, and we've grown to have now 3 classrooms, 12 children in each classroom, and just seeing from start to now the transition, the transformation, and even the growth of the children that we service, that should be available for all children, which is why I'm truly invested. It would be my pleasure to open up, if you all allow access, for me to share this space at the church. I'm looking at McKinley Elementary, and 90% of the child's development comes from ages 0 to 5. If you don't hit that within that time frame, it's a huge barrier for children to be able to learn when they reach their public school career and system. So what I'm looking to do, like I said, is just bring that to the city of York. I have my my coach here, Yameli Applewhite. She's been with me, attending trainings and meetings with me, getting me ready to be able to walk into this. ECHO, I'm not sure if you guys I'm sure you've heard of Every Child Has Opportunities. Last December, they provided me with funding to be able to start up a daycare facility, a childcare facility. And she's helped me with the things that I don't know. Like I said, I'm learning still through this, but she's been helping me, and I would like her actually to come up as well and speak to the mission and the goal for what we want to do here, if you'll have her.
Hi, my name is Yamili Applewhite, Yamily. Applewhite, Applewhite. So I specifically work for Community Connections for Children, who is the Early Learning Resource Center for this region. Like Zipporah mentioned, I've been helping her step by step. This position that I have as a provider specialist is truly special in our region because we really walk new business owners that want to own either a family childcare, group childcare, or a center through the entire process all the way through licensing. And then we connect them with the other resources that we have in our organization to continue their professional development through Keystone Stars, which is Pennsylvania's Quality for Childcare. So like Zipporah mentioned, I work a lot with ECHO and with new providers. So any regulations, she received this grant, which is amazing. It is a competitive grant. So this will not only add to the building, but it'll add to the space where she will be able to have these children. Her close school, I think, is McKinley. So I can tell you right now that within a 10-mile radius of where the church is, there are only 10 centers, 2 of which do not have a waiting list because, and the reason why they don't have a waiting list because they don't have enough staff. That is neither here nor there, but the need for the childcare, especially around those schools, it's immense because with any after-school program that Zipporah might open with this grant, the kids are able to be walked with staff to a safe space and are not lingering around in the schools. So again, anything that has to do with inspections or regulations, I'm there to help her and be that mediator between the state cert reps, the certification reps, and then Zipporah as well. So do you have any questions for me? Okay, so again, mentioning all centers have wait lists right now. And if they're a bigger center like York Day Nursery, which falls in that 10-mile radius, they have a 3-year waiting list for childcare. So this is why ECHO was created to provide opportunity for people like Zipporah and her family to extend what they are already doing. They have a successful daycare, and as a parent that has a child there, the idea of them extending that, and I see daycares everywhere. So I am a provider specialist for our region, but I'm also a provider specialist for regions 8 and 9. And so I work with 7 different counties in person, and then over 12 counties with Zoom and being virtual. And I've seen daycares in and out, and I would not be here as a parent, because now I'm putting my parent hat on, advocating for being able to have this daycare extended into what Zipporah's vision is, because there's some that really, I don't know how they got open. So, but yeah, that's my role, and hoping that this can be an added advocate to what her mission is and what the vision is for that space that they have. Yeah. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Darlene Leonard, D-A-R-L-E-N-E, L-E-O-N-A-R-D. Okay. I'm Zipporah's mother, and we are, as she mentioned, the owners of Jack and Jill Nursery. But my husband and I have a long history of social work, social service in York County. And Zipporah is the 3rd of our 6 children, and we're happy to say that all of them are doing work in the community to serve people. We've literally passed the baton. I worked as a case manager for Community Progress Council for 20 plus years. When I retired 10 years ago, I was recruited to be the director of the Northeast Neighborhood Association, which I'm still doing. I've been doing that for 6 years now, as well as running the daycare center and providing childcare. So we are a family that there's so many areas that we're serving people and helping people because it's our mission. We believe it's our destiny to help people, and to see the children that we're servicing, particularly the ones that come in that have failed at other daycares and have been literally kicked out, and their parents say, you know, this is my last option, and they come and they thrive with us. And Zipporah is a very big reason that happens. It's a family daycare. I have 3 daughters who are teachers. We're just, trying to help improve life for everybody. So we support her fully and want to demonstrate. We lived in York City. Actually, my husband and I are both graduates of William Penn Senior High School. We live in Spring Garden Township now, but we're lifelong city residents, and we're committed to see good things happen in the city of York. So we're believing that this is part of what we're supposed to be doing. And thank you.
Yes, my name is Marshall Leonard. Got 2 first names. as my wife said, Zipporah, yes, she's our daughter. She left out the fact that she also worked at one of my halfway houses. My adult life has been nothing but corrections. My wife's been social work. I've worked from juvie, York County. Then spent like 16 years running 3 different halfway houses for Christmas addicts, transitional homes. And although my daughter's short, she packs the punch. No, I'm just joking. That's just joking. She's very, very good at with her social skills and dealing with people. And so I just want to say, if you guys were to pass this, we're going to give it all we got, the best that we have. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Hi, my name is Lilia Pagan. I have the company. Company name is Drops of Love, and I'm focused with the homeless people. I see and increase the person homeless in the city, and I want to propose with a vacant lot and create the and support with the shelter I have right now. A couple days and I take support elderly persons and try to search shelter for any situation, and I don't have a space, and this I want to collaboration with them and accept my propose with I right now I have a lot of vacant lot, and I can provide affordable housing to homeless people. So a couple days and send the email for check my propose. In the next meeting, I want to provide more information and how I can collaboration with the community. Thank
you. Ma'am. So I think so. She was inquiring about a vacant lot next to there.
She's talking about, I'm sorry, I know her. She's talking about 2 different things. English is her second language. She thought she was supposed to come up to do a proposal. So I just explained to her that we're talking about 2 different things. Yeah. No problem.
Any other questions or comments regarding about this case of church? All right, I will accept a motion to approve or deny the variance.
I'll make a motion to recommend approval of a variance to allow a child care center as defined in section 1304.01-3.06.001 for the property at 713 Manor Street in the MUI2 zoning district.
Roll call.
Davis.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Gaines. Aye. Moore.
Aye. All right, congratulations. Or at least good luck at zoning. Case 22-2025, 601 Girard Avenue.
Is it my name?
You're fine, yeah, go ahead.
Well, my
wait,
name-
I guess
yeah.
we gotta wait. She's always gotta have a second meeting. There should just be a sheet on the podium that when you come up to speak under a case.
All right, I'm sorry. Case number 22-2025-Z-SE-V Property address is 601 Girard Avenue. The applicant is Ernestina Glace, 12 Gratz Road, Shrewsbury, Pennsylvania, owner of the same address and name. This property is located in the RS2 Single Family Attached Residential Conservation District. Applicant would like to convert a single-family dwelling into a 2-unit multifamily dwelling. Variance Appeal 1, the applicant seeks a definition variance since the proposed use does not meet the ordinance requirement of conversion from industrial, institution, or commercial. The property is a single-family home. Staff has reviewed the variance provisions of 1311.10.d. Therefore, staff recommends denial of a definition variance to allow 2 units for the property at 601 Girard Avenue. Variance Appeal 2, the applicant seeks a dimensional variance for a multifamily conversion from a different use found in section 1304.01-1.02-002 to include conversion of a single-family home into 2 units for the property at, it should be at 601 Girard Avenue. Apologize, I'm just reading off of these, in the RS2 zoning district. Therefore, staff recommends denial of definition variance to allow 2 units for the property at 601 Girard Avenue. Variance Appeal 3, the applicant seeks a variance to the special exception condition that the property has not been vacant for 2 years of section 1311.11C. Therefore, staff recommends denial of a variance to the special exception condition of the property being vacant for 2 years for the property at 601 Girard Avenue. Variance Appeal 4. The zoning ordinance requires 3 off-street parking spaces for the proposed 2 units. The applicant is seeking a variance to reduce the number of off-street parking spaces. Staff has reviewed the variance provisions of 1311.10.d and finds that the property does not have unique physical circumstances or conditions that warrants relief from the 1.5 parking spaces per dwelling. Therefore, staff recommends denial of a variance to the minimum number of parking spaces required for the multifamily dwelling unit at the property at 601 Girard Avenue. Special exception 1 for the use. The zoning ordinance permits multifamily conversion from a different use by special exception in the zoning district in 1304.1.1.02.002. Staff has reviewed the special exception for provisions for this property. Therefore, staff recommends approval of the request for this special exception to allow multifamily dwelling at 601 Girard Avenue pending all variances are approved.
All right, can we hear from the applicant?
Okay, well, my name is Ernestina Paola Glaze. You want me to spell it? Good.
You're the owner?
Yes.
Okay, now I got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, let me talk a little bit about me. I'm a real estate investor. I'm also a real estate agent. I own myself 10 units in Hanover, York, and Dallaston. Me and my husband own like around 33 units. When I bought it 601 Girard, it was already a duplex. It has, in 2019, it has the tenant occupy inspection. So everything is split on the house, like the utilities, the heating system, the electric system, everything is already divided into units. I bought it like as a duplex. And it has 2-car garage on the back of the house, so it has the parking. And it was rented before, like in 2019. The last owner told me it was rented. He only converted to a single family because of the trash bill. He only wanted to pay 1 trash bill instead of 2 trash bills. And that's the reason he converted from a duplex to a single residential house. But as an investor, and that was my purpose, I would like to put it back as 2 units. And actually it was misleading. When they put in the MLS, they publicized as a duplex. I was thinking everything was already as a duplex, but when I bought it and everything, it was a single family. So I kind of have to do this process to put it back as a duplex.
Did it continue to get inspected as a duplex by the city after 2019 when you purchased it?
No, I purchased this in June 18, 2025.
Oh, okay.
The last owner put it for 1 unit because he didn't want to pay 2 trash bills. That was the only reason he put it back.
So the last one didn't want the dual garbage bill.
Yeah.
But it was still, everything was still separate.
Everything was still separate. Yeah. He just leave it like that. He also bought it as a duplex. Everything is still, after it's split electric and heating system.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you know if he was getting it inspected every year?
No, because he was living there. He was owner.
Oh,
of
not with another person?
No, he was.
Okay.
He was the sole owner of the house.
Nancy, so was there a history of it being inspected as a 2-unit at some point, and then he converted it back to
I apologize, I can't answer that, I don't know. I just know that it was converted back to a single family. Prior to that, I don't have the history on that, on this
I have
address.
a picture of the
Monty may have been able to answer that,
of
but
a
I don't have the history.
2019 tenant occupied property license in 2018. But then when he bought it, it was not inspected anymore, just because he was living himself. He didn't want to do the inspection.
Any other questions or comments from the commission? Any public comment on this case? Hearing none, I'll accept a motion on the first variance.
I make a motion to recommend approval for a variance to the definition of multifamily conversion from a different use as defined in section 1304.01-1.02.002A for the property at 601 Gerard Avenue.
Second.
Okay, hold on.
Roll call.
You said approval. Hold on for 1 minute. Davis.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Gaines. Moore.
All right.
We'll accept a motion on the dimensional variance.
I make a motion to recommend approval of a dimensional variance for multifamily conversion from a different use found in section 1304.01-1.02.002 to include conversion of a single-family home into 2 units for the property at 601 Gerard Avenue.
Second.
Roll call.
Davis.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Gaines. Moore.
All right.
Sorry.
I will accept a motion on the special exception for vacancy.
Make a motion to recommend approval of a variance to waive the special exception provision that the property must have been vacant for 2 years per section 1304.01-1.02 C1 for the property at 601 Gerard Avenue.
Second.
All right. Roll call.
Davis.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Gaines. Moore.
All right.
I will take a motion for the parking variance.
I make a motion to recommend approval of a variance to the required off-street parking spaces found in section 1304.01-1.02.002D for the property at 601 Gerard Avenue.
Second.
Roll call.
Davis.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Gaines. Moore.
All right. And I'd like to recommend a approval for a special exception to allow multifamily use as a definition in section 1304.01-1.02.002 for the property at 601 Gerard Avenue in the RS2 zoning district.
I'm not allowed to, so.
Who seconded that? You
Locked
did?
your monopoly.
You second that, Nicole?
Nicole.
Okay. Davis,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
Gaines, Moore.
All right, congratulations on that case.
Thank you. The next one's mine too.
Yep, next one's yours too. We'll hear from staff.
Case number 23-2025-Z-SE-V210 North Albemarle Street. Applicant is Ernestina Glaze, 12 Gratz Road, Shrewsbury, Pennsylvania, 17361. Owner is the same. This property is located in the UN2 Urban Residential Neighborhood District. Applicant would like to convert a single-family dwelling into a 2-unit multifamily dwelling. Variance Appeal 1, the applicant seeks a definition variance since the proposed use does not meet the ordinance requirement of conversion from industrial, institutional, or commercial. The property is a single-family home. Staff has reviewed the variance provisions of 1311.10.d. Therefore, staff recommends denial of a definition variance to allow 2 units for the property at 210 North Albemarle Street. Variance Appeal 2, the applicant seeks a variance to the special exception condition that the property has not been vacant for 2 years of section 1311.11c. Therefore, staff recommends denial of a variance to a special exception condition of the property being vacant for 2 years for the property at 210 North Albemarle Street. Variance Appeal 3, the zoning ordinance requires 3 off-street parking spaces for the proposed 2 units. The applicant is seeking a variance to reduce the number of all-street parking spaces. Staff has reviewed the variance provisions of 1311.10.d and finds that the property does not have unique physical circumstances or conditions that warrant release from the requirement of 1.5 parking spaces per dwelling unit. Therefore, staff recommends denial of a variance to the minimum number of parking spaces required for a multifamily dwelling unit at the property of 210 North Albemarle Street. Special exception 1 use. The zoning ordinance permits multifamily conversion from a different use by special exception of this zoning district 1304.1.1.02.002. Staff has reviewed the special exception provisions for this property. Therefore, staff recommends approval of the request for a special exception to allow a multifamily dwelling at 210 North Albemarle Street pending all variances are approved.
Clarifying real quick, the agenda we have in front of us does not have the parking variance.
Okay. Hold on.
Because there is lots of parking on that in this property. On the 210.
All right, one moment. So what I'm going to do,
And I believe the applicant said she's not seeking a parking variance.
you're not seeking a parking variance for this one? You have enough spaces? You have 3?
They have
Okay.
already. This is the end unit lot, so this has a lot of parking spaces.
Nothing to scratch. All right, tell us about your case.
So this is well, I actually own this is 210, this is the end unit. I own the 216, which is already a duplex. So my plan is to do the same layout and everything. And the first one, it already has a bedroom, a kitchen, and a living room. On the second floor, it will have 3 bedrooms. It has already 1 bathroom, and I need to add a kitchen. So I will do the same layout too. I own 216 as a duplex already. I'm planning to do the same. But this one is a bigger lot, so the parking space, not issue at all in this one. I also manage my properties. I keep my properties in great condition. You can see 216. I always pass the 10 occupy inspections. Just trying to do two units, same as the 216.
You stated that you owned 33 properties in York, is that correct? Or
Not in
33
York.
properties total?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
in New Oxford, Littlestown, Hanover, Spring Grove.
How many of those are single family as rented?
As
Roughly.
rented, as rented, mostly all of them are duplex, fiveplex, fourplex. This is kind of my first time and second time I convert a single on a residential. I bought it directly duplex, fourplex, fiveplex, which I realize is easier instead of going all this process. But yeah, I do. We already did the plan. It's easy layout because I'm going to follow the same layout 216 because I bought it like that. It's pretty easy. Same entrance, like going upstairs, second floor, going this way, first floor. So I don't have any issue because I'm kind of going to do the same thing as 216. This thing was already as a duplex, so I'm just following the same layout. And it will be pretty much the same entrance, the same. And it's actually bigger, so the rooms are bigger, so it's not a crunchy 1 unit or a crunchy three 1-bedroom unit. It has enough space for that. It can also be a triplex, is what I was researching, just on the size, but I'm just doing a duplex. That's what my goal it is.
Is it currently occupied?
No, it's vacant.
Was it vacant when you bought it?
Yes, it was vacant when I bought it, correct.
And I assume you bought it roughly at the same time, like 2020, you bought it this year as well?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And because you had made these plans, you have not tried to rent it as single family?
No, I prefer to rent as a duplex because I get a better 2 rents, 1 roof, so yeah.
Those are my questions. Anyone from the public? All right, I will take a motion on the definition variance.
I make a motion to approve a variance to the definition of multifamily conversion from a different use as defined in section 1304.1-1.02.002A for the property at 210 Albemarle Street.
Roll.
Davis,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
Gaines, Moore,
Approved. I will accept a motion for the dimensional variance.
Make a motion to recommend approval of a dimensional variance for multifamily conversion from a different use found in section 1304.01-1.02.002 to include conversion of a single-family home into 2 units for the property at 210 Albemarle Street.
Second.
Roll.
Davis,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
Gaines, Moore,
Approved. I will accept a motion for the special exception.
I make a motion to recommend approval of a variance to waive the special exception provision that the property must have been vacant for 2 years per section 1304.01-1.02.002C1 for the property at 210 North Albemarle Street.
Second.
Roll.
Davis,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
Gaines,
Aye.
Moore,
Approved.
Thank
And
you.
the second special exception.
I make a motion to recommend approval of a special exception to allow multifamily use as defined in section 1304.01-1.02.002 for the property at 210 North Albemarle Street.
Second.
Roll.
Davis,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
Gaines,
Aye.
Moore.
Approved.
Thank you.
Good luck at zoning.
I figured Dana would jump in on the last one like you did on the one before.
Gotta block that monopoly.
Here to jump in.
Anybody, are you joining? No.
If there